Delivery route. Route creation. Delivery route commencing route delivery.
repair job, she's practically sparkling.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route.
Your cargo all right? Sure you've not been mistreating it?
Risking your life to cross and rubbing shoulders. You're one hell of a... Sit tight. This cargo is in pretty lousy condition, isn't it? But that's to be expected given the circumstances. There's no denying your incredible skill. I'd like you to put this
Now displaying your current porter grade.
And now I'm finally online. Accordingly, I was able to analyze... Seems it was developed with the aid of an unknown technology, which, from what I can tell, it reacts to chiral radiation. The reason I mention it is because the chiral shock cannon data I shared with you is the product of research. The chiral radiation it generates can pass through objects. Practically speaking, this means you can incapacitate. It should also deal damage to BTs and mechs as well. You can't use it without anchoring it to the ground first, though. Makes a lot of... Gotta think before you fire. You know, even I've heard stories about hate. So if the chiral shock cannon helps you stop him, that'll make my day. And if you can deliver my research data to South Fort Knott, you should be able... There's a lot of other folks on this mountain doing specialized... If you bring them onto the chiral network, too. Well, I'm familiar with the tar therapist, at least. He's researching potential applications of the stuff as a healing agent. While his specialty is medicine, he's also well-versed. If all that sounds interesting... However, it doesn't seem like he's posted any... So I'd say your best bet is to find cargo that didn't make it to him and try to deliver it. It's entirely possible he might be able to offer you things. I came here with the advance expedition, actually. Tagged along with this one. Can't go anywhere without tripping over stranded cargo. The stuff we found was like nothing we'd ever seen before. So, when my mentor was about to leave for South... I thought that if I got this place on the chiral network, I'd be... Moving forward, I expect that my efficiency will increase substantially, allowing me to be of... It fires a focused bolt of chiral radiation, packs a powerful punch. And it's also great against mechs. Even the ones with thick armor should take sig... Hell, this spectrum of chiral radiation is also proven to be effective against... Its size does make it a touch unwieldy, but it's simple. If you can get South Fort Knott onto the chiral network, I should be able to... They've got some quality facilities of their own, you know. Thanks again. You've been a big help. I'm still concerned about the armed survivalists to the south of here. So I'll be rooting for you to keep on... I don't know if I can come up with anything else to help with that, but your support would... Anyway, I'm prepping some cargo I'd like to take. Be warned that this cargo can explode. So if and when you... Good luck with everything.
Sam, apologies for the sudden call. Once again, I'm contacting you via our dedicated private line. No one else will be able to listen in on our conversation. I'll get to the point. Has Charlie ever behaved in a manner you felt was suspicious? I ask because his credibility, as routinely calculated by APAS, appears to have dropped sharply. Despite attempting to confirm his credentials via the UCA's National ID Registry, it does not appear anyone has ever actually met the man. It may well be the case that he does not even exist. A ghost, so to speak. I can only hope that my suspicions are unfounded. For now, Sam, proceed to South Fort Knott and put it on the chiral network as planned. It is imperative that we improve the DHV Magellan's capabilities to better contend with Higgs and his forces. And the sooner we connect all of Australia to the network, the better. When you are ready to proceed, you can pick up your next main order from the delivery terminal at this facility.
Order completed. Well done.
Unable to obtain additional data from the THV Magellan. Updating information with data from within Cairo network coverage only. Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. Unable to obtain additional data. Updating.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. Disengaging weapons restrictions.
source materials notwithstanding, I see you got here in a timely fashion. At one moment, while I confirm the cargo's condition. Marvelous. This is in absolutely impeccable condition. Well now, this was not the delivery I was expecting. I'm on the cusp of a breakthrough, thanks to you. Let's both continue. Go ahead and connect your queue.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
On the network at last, eh? This should enable me to increase the pace of my research. As for the cargo you brought me, it's the culmination. I applied a few finishing touches, and what? It is a devastatingly powerful weapon. You'll find it deals unparalleled damage to BTs, which might come in handy, since it's not just armed survival. It's hard to say, but... So that's all the more reason to have weapons suited to dealing with... Ideally, this cannon would only be effective against... Unfortunately, though, such firepower is more than enough to kill any human outright, so... In addition, I'm happy to share some new pickup off-roader tires that... You can swap them in and out as you like when customizing. I highly recommend using these if you're planning to tackle it. In the wake of the Death Stranding, we've been witness to all manner of new and unknown phenomena. The research team to which I belong has worked to classify said phenomena, that we might determine which can be leveraged for practice. The Phantom Smith is also one of our... The two of us shared a mentor, as it happens. The man responsible for developing the navigational systems of the DHV. His influence is largely why I study vehicles and... We don't yet know why ghost mechs are able to operate outside, and if the underlying principles of this theory... Fortunately, the cargo you've brought, I strongly suspect, will make rapid progress in the days to come. Meaning you can look forward to even more new and exciting creations. It fires chiral particles. Its considerable size makes it impractical to carry, so whilst it needs a moment to charge before it can be fired, and it will automatically track giant BTs and ghost mechs. It's truly unfortunate, but we have no necessary escalation. But I must also reiterate that due to the Thank you again. I'll be sure to continue my research into ghost... I intend to look into ways of ensuring we have greater freedom of movement. Any assistance you can provide... Oh, before you go, a gift I was in... This cargo will allow you to enhance the DHV Magellan's weaponry. I'll need some time to prepare it for transport, though. I'll be sure to post the order by the time you wake up.
Sam, it's me. Our enemies have grown bolder and more aggressive, but I see you were all able to fend them off in the end. Chiral network coverage now stands in excess of 85% across Australia. We are already seeing indications of plate gate formation in the near future as well. Just a bit more, Sam. And to prepare for what's to come. Be advised, Sam, that I've switched this call to private mode. We need to talk about Charlie. I reviewed the contract between APAC and Drawbridge and followed the money. By doing so, I was able to confirm that funding for Drawbridge was provided by none other than Bridges. Though they used intermediaries to obfuscate the transactions, Bridget is undoubtedly the source of your patron's funds. In other words, Drawbridge cannot be considered as an independent civilian organization. Should these details come to light, your attempts to integrate Mexico and Australia into the chiral network could be misconstrued as an expansionist effort. When I tasked Drawbridge with these missions, it was under the assumption that it was a non-government operation. But I, APAC, and you yourselves may have all been deceived. I will continue to pursue this investigation for now. Take this time to rest and recover in your private room.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Just like old times.
Where are we?
This place does wonders for my mood. The repairs to the DHV Magellan are still ongoing, so I thought to return here and see if I couldn't make progress with our Lou investigation.
Learn anything new?
Well, at the Motherhood's facility, we managed to confirm that Lou's original serial number was none other than BB00. And this is what I found when I attempted to search for associated records. To build the chiral network, 9 sacrificial BBs were prepared. However, the network's original design required only 1. A single sacrificial BB unit, facilitating chiral communications across the entire North American continent. This approach called for what was dubbed a core bridge baby, and BB00 was a lucky candidate assigned to play this role. However, Bridges subsequently abandoned the idea, their tests having failed to yield the desired results. And so it was that the model requiring multiple sacrificial BBs was ultimately adopted.
Meanwhile, Lou was placed into storage for an extended period, and for reasons yet unknown, inherited the identity of BB-28.
Records indicate that the Bridges research team was responsible for the reclassification.
Were they trying to cover up the earlier experiments by falsifying Lou's production year, perhaps? Or did Bridges have some other hidden agenda?
I'm afraid that remains unclear.
Well, we now know Lou was born 11 years ago. There may very well have been a connection with Neil.
You know, my fondness for this place isn't wholly nostalgic. It has the most delightful hot springs, you see. Though, truth be told, even they aren't my favorite thing about it. If you can find the time, you should come visit. Give the old bones a soak.
Oh, a warm bath does sound good.
Perfect treat for a weary traveler. Anyway, I'll see you aboard the Magellan.
Do you read me, Sam? This is Tarman. I've relocated my hand at last, out there on the currents, bobbing along like before. Now that our connection has been re-established, I should finally be in a position to wrap up repairs on the ship. But that won't be enough for what's coming. We need to improve our weaponry as well. South Fort Knott is home to an exceptional researcher. It so happens that they were instrumental in the construction of this fine vessel. and they're preparing the latest and greatest weapons for our use as we speak. Just a few more hurdles, Sam. Access the South Fort Knot delivery terminal and take care of the main order for me.
Nothing like a warm shower after. What a stylish pair of Pierre Southern of South Fort Knot. To think his mentor was instrumental. One could go so far as to say that he's one of our best. I don't really.
Hello, Sam. I finished preparing your next delivery for you. You'll find it utilizes cutting-edge technology. Oh, and my mentor also asked that you... Anyway.
Sam, you'll forgive me for using our private line again. I did a deep dive into the DHV Magellan's provenance. While it is indeed a civilian vessel that has been retrofitted for this mission, the financing for that work appears to have come from Bridget's own accounts, just like the funding for Drawbridge itself. It would be fair to say that this would make it a government vessel, in effect. Charlie was involved in all of the relevant transactions as well. This only increases the likelihood that Charlie has connections to the UCA. Of course, it now seems likely that Charlie does not exist. In which case, these actions may have actually been the work of APAC. If everything, including the extension of network infrastructure, was simply a pretext for territorial expansion, then it's plain our company has made a grave error. Further investigation is warranted, but that will require a little more time, as will the DHV Magellan's repairs, for that matter. This is a delicate situation that requires caution, and we cannot afford to ignore the threat that Higgs poses either. As such, your best course of action is to continue to undertake main orders and prioritize linking up the remainder of the continent. As always, I will contact you if and when I learn more. Don't let us down, Sam.